Hello, and welcome to my channel. Listen, many of us have asked ourselves, is my vehicle worth restoring? The first thing you want to do is set your budget. And how can you set a budget? You need to do a complete walk around of your vehicle before you take parts off of your vehicle and just get a general idea of the price that it's going to cost you to actually do your vehicle. So I want to use my GTO for an example of helping you to make your decision and to help me as well as to whether or not my car is worth restoring. So we're going to do a complete walk around, and I hope this video will be helpful. All right. Okay, we're going to do a complete walk around of my vehicle, and there's going to be some simple things that is just going to be common. The battery tray, it's going to be rotted out, but the inner wheel well is in excellent condition. The first thing I like to do is look at the chassis, the frame, and I like to look at that before I get any of my hopes up. That will determine how I'm going to feel about the rest of the project. That's going to make my decision, and that's what's going to make me gain some interest for the vehicle. Now, you want to just check it out, and as you can see, wasp nest, but it is pretty solid. It's solid, and it's definitely something I can work with. And you want to examine that. Now, you want to, if you're looking at a vehicle, first thing you want to do is just check the chassis. Just check the frame rail. Check that. And if you have to take a screwdriver with you, just have one in your truck or car, or just put it in your pocket and just walk around and just tap on it. And it should be solid. Let's see here. That is solid all the way. Now, this is something, we'll come back to this. Now, this is typical. This is something that I'm expecting to actually replace, but the chassis is what's important. Now, this is a full chassis. Chassis is in great shape. Great shape. And that's what you want. And even on the other side. Now, I always have the attitude that floors will be rotted out. That goes without saying. And just make sure that you examine your chassis all the way throughout the vehicle. We're going to go to the back. See how that is? That's great. That is great. And like I say, look at the trunk. It's completely rotted out. I mean, after 43 years not being on the highway, but the chassis is in awesome shape. It's great. And what I'm planning to do with the chassis, I'm going to separate the body from the chassis, and I'm going to reinforce the chassis. And back, let's go back to the first part of it. Now, I don't want to skip over anything. We're going to, I'm going to this radiator support. I see that it has a bad spot here. Now, there's two things you can do. You can replace this radiator support, which most likely I will be doing. Or listen, if you do not, if you're trying to, if you can get away with the rest of the radiator support, looks good. And I'm going to sandblast some items, but you can actually sheet metal this radiator support and actually make a piece down here. And I have done that several times to keep from pulling out the whole thing, and especially when it's just one section bad. But I'm probably going to replace the whole unit and take it from there. But like I said, the inner wheel well is in great shape. The cross member, wonderful. And see, that's what you want to look for, the major support items. I'm not talking about floor pans, braces or anything like that. I'm talking about the structure. That's what you want to look at first. That's what's important. Like you hear about people say vehicles are rusted out. As long as this is in good shape, you can replace sheet metal. You can replace this all day long. You can replace fenders. So in the front, I'm going to replace, of course, all of this, the front section. I'm going to have the chrome replace, not replace, re-chrome, and the body is straight. One good thing about sitting up for a long period of time, the vehicle has not been on the road to actually have a chance of being in any kind of auto collision or accident. The Firewall is in great shape. I love the Firewall. Move this paper out the way. And it's in great shape all the way down to the corner there. Now, this is the fun part. These General Motor parts like Chevelles, GTOs, some Beards as well. The pillows, support for the front windshield. The front windshield, I'm definitely going to replace. I replace all windshields whenever I do a restoration. But this section here, down here, that's not a problem. You can replace this. This whole front section here, this will be replaced. All I have to do is just unscrew it out and just replace it. Now, it's all 8 out in the corner. Matter of fact, I can just move this out the way. So there's no support there whatsoever, but I'm going to put new pillows here. There's a pillow here, and they sell them all day long. You can get them on the internet. Now, up here, the car had a vinyl top, and that's what scares a lot of people when a vehicle has a vinyl top. Matter of fact, that's part of it right there, and it may be part of, yeah, that is part of the vinyl top. Sometimes it's part of the headliner. Sometimes you will, before you put your windshield in, you will tighten up on your headliner, pull it out, and let it grip, and then you press your windshield in to help it to hold that tightness. Now, here is all rotted out. It's all rotted out on top, and there is a upper pillow that I can purchase that I'm going to actually replace this now. And or I can sheet metal this. I can actually cut this out and actually put new sheet metal there. It's going to take some time, but actually put new sheet metal there to support the new windshield that's going to go into place. Now this, you got to look at your hood, your roof. The roof is definitely worth the work to do. It is straight as it can be. There's nothing wrong with that roof. I mean, there's not a dent or anything in that roof. And if I did replace, if I order a new roof, I'm only going to get to about this section right here, the whole roof, and just this section right here. That's not going to do me any good, because my damage is actually down here, my water damage, due to the vinyl top that was on it. So what I'm going to do down here, and again, everything that I'm telling you that I'm going to do, I'm not going to say it's the way to do it, but I've been doing this for over 30 years, and it's just the way I do it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut all this out, and I'm going to sheet metal, put new sheet metal back in here to replace this. And then what I'm going to do, and hopefully, I'm pretty sure it's pretty good underneath here, but before I put the new sheet metal back on, I'm going to treat this, and I will have a video of treating metal to keep it from rusting again. I will have a video on that, and there will be a full restoration on this vehicle too as well. So that's what I'm going to do here. Now, let's go back up to the fenders, and I want to show you the condition of the fenders. The fenders will look pretty solid. It only has one dent here, and I can fix that easily. Now, the main problem with fenders, you have your lower pieces here, the section here and the section here that needs to be replaced. Now, honestly, if you add this section panel and this section panel together, it almost come out to the price of just replacing the whole fender. So, and not to mention the time that you will actually put into replacing these two sections. So you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Do I have the time, or would I rather just get a whole fender? So that's something I'm going to have to make my mind up on. And I'm not quite sure right now, so I really don't want to give an answer and tell you exactly what I'm going to do with that. And like I say, it's in great shape all in here. It's amazing. Now, the door, I'm going to, the same with the door. The door most likely is going to be rotted out at the bottom. And with this door, it is solid. It's just completely solid. The way it's been sitting for so long, I mean, the lines are just perfect. Like I said, it wasn't on the highway for 43 years, so it didn't have time or have a chance to even get any kind of damage. The lines are absolutely perfect. So it's two things you can do. You can replace this section here, just cut it out and put a panel here, or you can put a new complete door skin in the place of this, or you can just put a new complete door. I think in my case, a new complete door would be a waste of money. This door is in great shape. So what I'm going to do, and even in the inside of it, it's in great shape. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pretty much, I don't want to take the time to just cut it here and then I have to line this piece section up with the new panel that I put in place. So chances are I'm just going to put a new door skin on here, a new complete door skin, and not be worried about it. Quarter panels. Quarter panels are not bad at all. But you have a section here, it's all rotted out, of course, and that's common. And then keep in mind, you have your section here, and it looks like someone has worked on it in the past. So I'm going to put a new complete quarter panel on here. It's not worth me replacing this and taking a chance with this and dealing with this. It's not worth it. I just go ahead and just replace the complete quarter panel on it. And like I said, I'm going to have to come up here and sheet metal all of this into place, because the quarter panel that I have seen, they actually starts from here on down. So do your homework and see exactly how much of an area that the new quarter panel will cover, and that will really help you to determine which way you want to go with your project as far as replacing or not replacing. Now, this section here, the back section, what I'm going to do, of course, in here in the glass, inside where the speakers are, the panel, that whole section will be replaced. It will be replaced. I'm going to take that out, cut it out. I'm going to replace this whole section right here. This has to be, the metal is so thin. This has to go. And vinyl tops, I hate to say I love vinyl tops, but as far as a car being outside and back in the day, vinyl tops really just wasn't a good idea unless you had a garage somewhere to keep it. So it actually, as you can see, it has actually ate up around where the glass it's supposed to set. So I'm going to cut out all of this, cut it out, and sheet metal it back into place. And I will have all of that on video too as well. So I'm going to spend quite a bit of time around the rear glass and the front windshield. Now, don't want to get too far ahead. Let's go inside here. And the doors. Now down here, GM, I tell you, they have parts for everything. And what I love about this car and Chevelles, GTO and Chevelles, the A-bodies, they have parts for everything. So I'm going to replace this section here. And apparently that seems to be pretty common on these GM products. And I'm going to come down here. So that's not bad. Have a section here. So I'm just going to cut this whole section off. And I'm going to take the door off anyway to put a new door skin on. And I got to make sure my tag is preserved. And I shouldn't be interfering with that at all. And I won't. All right. So floors. Keep in mind, like I said from the beginning, always have the attitude that you're going to have to replace floors. So this vehicle is going to be, I'm going to take it off the frame. So I'm going to put a complete floor down here, complete floor, and replace it all in one piece. The less work I have to do, the better. And I want the floors to come all the way up to the rockers. I want it to come all the way up here. I don't want to take a chance, but the rockers seem to be pretty solid. I'm impressed. They seem to be pretty solid up here. And I'm going to replace from the back seat, where the back seat sits, I'm going to replace this whole section here. Look like it's just this section that's bad. But like I said, if you have any doubts, take a screwdriver and just stab it. Just pound at it. Do that. That's the best, quickest way to determine what kind of condition your vehicle is in. So, and also, I'm going to replace the rocker section here, which is common. Just common is where the water just pours down over the years and just rots out. Okay, let's go to the trunk section. But first of all, I gotta take like to sit down in here, get a good feel of her. Now, the roof is in great shape. I have had some vehicles that it was just all dented up. Kids played on the top of it, just pounded in, and I had to spend a month or so just trying to get out the dent. But and this is a 4-speed car. I'm going to make it a 6-speed manual car, and that's the vision that I have for my car. And it's going to be totally upgrade. I have put in my budget to have AC. I gotta have AC. My wife would not ride in here without AC. And I'm planning on traveling on this car. I will be driving it out of state. Okay, let's go to the trunk area. So next, let's go into the trunk. Oh yeah. Actually, I had to remove a tree that grew up in the car. I had to remove that before I can even load it up on my trailer. But as you can see, the quarters definitely shot, and you can see how it actually goes up further than what it looks like on the outside. It looks fine here, but it actually goes up all the way here. And really that's not bad. That's not bad. You can actually, if you choose to do so, you can actually put a panel, a patch piece here, and you can actually clean this up, and you can actually sand it, and you can actually put some rust treatment on it to actually stop it in place. And when you get ready to paint it, you know, just make sure you prime you seal and paint like you do the complete car. So as you can see, the whole trunk will be replaced. The inner rear wheel well seems to be in good shape from what I can see, except this side here. So this side I will have to replace the right side, and that's no problem. That's to be expected. I'm surprised the left side is in good a shape as it is. And then yet when I get into it, I may decide that it isn't. But for right now, it looks great. So all of this, keep in mind, just it comes in one piece, or you can get it in different pieces, and I think you can get it in 4 sections, and it's cheaper if you actually get it in 4 sections. But with me, I'm going to just get it in 1 section. I'm a little concerned about, I don't want to do all that welding, and I like for the appearance to be, I like for it to be one solid piece. And like if you're a great welder, I'm a decent welder, but if you're a great welder, no one will ever know. I just don't want to put all that time in the grinding and so forth. So I'm going to get a whole complete section here and just replace that. And like I say, it's going to be off the chassis too as well. So it's going to be right there in front of me. The truck, what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to actually sheet metal this back. I'm going to cut all of this off and just sheet metal it. And it's great on this side. And it looks great on the bottom. This is really important. So it's great down here. How lucky can I get? I'm going to fix that. That's no problem. Just sheet metal that back. Just cut out that section and put a new sheet metal there. And do the same on this end too as well. So overall, it's in pretty good shape. And the water drain, I would be replacing. I had to take time and repair and replace the water drains, which is no problem. But it's in great shape back here. But again, this is what you have to be concerned about. So I'm going to get this section here and probably going to just replace this whole section. This whole section with a whole new piece. Just replace that. You see how it's gone here? And like I said, it's going to be pretty easy for me to get parts. So it's just going to take some time. And the back panel, I'm going to get the whole new complete section. There's nothing to salvage here. It has to go. And that's a must. The bumper is in great shape. Never been damaged. So the bumper will be sent off with the front bumper to be re-chromed. And I love the way, one good thing about vehicles sitting in the woods, never been touched, is just off the highway. Like I said, it had no time to really have any kind of damage. So and just little minor things like this, what little gap I see here and what I see here, that can be easily straightened out once you put the new panel back on. All right, let's see here. Now, the same on the other side. We have the quarter panel is pretty much in the same condition. And this quarter panel really seem to be in better condition than the other one. So, and that's all the way around. So I may just decide to, with this quarter panel, I may just decide just put a new piece here, a new section, panel section, and it's not bad here. So I may not replace this quarter panel. I may just leave it just like it is, and it don't have the damage here that it has on the other one. And of course, I will cut this out. I have to redo this, but this side is in much better. It looks much better than the other side. So I'm probably going to end up buying 1 quarter panel. So that's something I just add to the budget. This one's pretty good shape. Now the door skin. This door is actually in better shape than the other door. The door skin itself. So I may can save some money here. And see, that's something you want to look out for. And it seemed to be Probably what I may do, I feel it got hit here, and I think I feel a little activity here. So what I'm going to do, if I do anything with this, I may just cut it off here and just put a new section here, depending on how I feel really. Or I may just put a new door skin on it. But I have to do something here, but it's in better shape than the other door. And as you can see, the floors definitely need to be replaced. That goes without saying. Again, just make sure you look at your chassis on both sides. When you go and look at a car, and just go down on your knees and just look at that chassis. Look at it. And it may be in a grassy area and so forth. All of this is going to be replaced. That will be replaced. I take care of that. That's no problem. But this chassis, that is what you want to make sure that's in great shape. And this is in great shape. And I'm going to blast it and treat it. And I'm going to reinforce it. I'm going to add more brackets to it as well. And there's nothing wrong with this. But over the years, as you know, they have new improvement things that you can add to your project to help it to ride better and to hold up whatever horsepower you give it. This fender here, of course, is just common. You can put a patch piece here. This fender's in better shape than the other fender. It's in much better shape. So, and of course here, it looks good. It looks good. I may just be able to just blast that. So, really, a lot of work? Yes. A lot of money? I won't say that. Because this is not a bad project at all. So, like I say, you want to add up your numbers before you start taking items apart. That's the first thing you want to do. And keep in mind, now with me, I'm going to spend most of my time replacing the pillows here. Replace all of this for my windshield to be supported. I gotta repair all of this. So you have to keep that in mind. That's where my time is going to go. All right. So have you a budget? That's the first thing you want to do. Set your budget before you take off any parts. Back to the question. Is my vehicle worth restoring? As for me, absolutely. My GTO is a keeper. I'm going to keep this GTO. But even if I wasn't going to keep it, I would still restore it because the parts are easy to find. You can find them all day long on the internet. But if you have a vehicle that is not a popular vehicle and it's difficult to find parts for, and you are planning on to resell it once you finish restoring it, I would say no. I would not bother with that. I would sell that vehicle to someone that is interested in that vehicle and let them go through the process and the headache. It'll be enjoyable for them to do so because they plan on keeping the vehicle. But as for you, you will not get any joy out of that. It will be a complete headache. But listen, I hope this video helps, and I hope it helps you to decide whether or not you want to restore your project. And if you have not subscribed, just hit that little red button and stay tuned for the restoration videos in the future. And thank you for watching. We'll see you the next time.